Hello, PG Insiders, and welcome to our podcast freebie called The Fear of Judgment by Others and How to Overcome It. So, I found something that has been true in my life, and I'm sure it's true in yours, and if you give it time, you'll get to see it a little bit better. If you're insecure about something in yourself, then you literally set yourself up for others to see it in you. For example, people that are insecure about a certain body part, maybe it's a nose, or you think, I grew up kind of insecure about the size of my nose. Yes, I know. Don't send me comments about how my nose is just the perfect size or whatever. When you grow up with two brothers, you have all kinds of insecurities. But if you have that insecurity, somehow people around you tend to focus on that, and you'll end up being criticized for that as well. And that's not only about physical attributes, but whatever it is you're insecure about, maybe it's your voice or your height, or people will just automatically sense that insecurity in you and somehow comment on it, thereby furthering or deepening your self-criticism or the way your insecurity is in you. For instance, long ago, when people asked me what I did, and not long ago, I guess early in my pastoring or in youth pastoring, when people said, "What is it that you do?" I always had a little bit of a difficulty answering that. And I always thought maybe it was because people didn't understand what pastoring was. And I thought maybe if I said pastor, the unsaved would be like, "Huh? What's that?" Or if I said priest, then they would think I was Catholic. Or if I said teacher, then maybe I was undermining what I did. And I just never knew how to describe myself or how to describe my job. What was I? A prophet, an evangelist, a pastor? I just never knew what to say. So a couple times I even found myself calling myself a speaker or a teacher or an instructor. When you get really clear and really secure and really sure about what you do, especially in ministry, and you get to the place where you are glad and you're proud and you're happy to do those things, then you can boldly say, "I'm a preacher and I'm a preacher girl." If that's what you do and you're proud of that and you don't judge yourself on that, and certainly not in a negative way, then other people see that as well. So that's what I want you to know. That's the basis of this whole thing about fear of judgment by others. If you know you're a preacher, if you know God called you to preach, then you be proud of that and own that. It is the most noble of things, in my opinion, that you can get to do. Now, a couple things I want to show you as well. If people do judge you and if people, do criticize you, understand these few things. One, so what if people don't understand you? If you give a message or you say something and not everybody gets you, what is the big deal? That's not a problem if everybody doesn't understand you. There'll always be those who don't get your message and who don't understand you. So when that happens and somebody writes you criticism, I have a coffee shop, and now and then among all the 5-star reviews, you'll get somebody who posts something with 0 stars and 1 star, and it just breaks your heart. Even if it's, your fault or not your fault or not true or true, it still is so oppressing, But I want you to ask yourself something. When people talk about you, especially in ministry, ask yourself, is their approval necessary for your success or your happiness or your fulfillment of your call? Is that person's approval going to change the way that you do ministry or change the success or how happy you are doing it? And if that person's opinion is that important, then maybe you need to change that. So that's the first thing I want you to do, to understand that it's not necessary for everyone to get you. 2, ask yourself, is their approval, that one person that's robbing you of your sleep, is their approval absolutely necessary for your success? 3, embrace and appreciate your calling. That is so important. Embrace it and appreciate it. We talked about that before. Number 4, find the GWGY. that a girl who's got you. Find other preacher girls or other entrepreneur girls or other mom girls who get what you do, understand you, and can support your vision. It's girls who got you, a GWGY. That's so important that you surround yourself with one or a network of women who do what you do or have your vision and can support you positively. And understand the last thing, that with criticism, it is an absolutely important and necessary part of your creativity or your ministry. If you're doing it right, you're gonna get criticized. It's just the way it is. I think it was Aristotle that says, if you don't want to be criticized, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. And when you're called to do what God has called you to do, that's impossible. So look out. It's going to happen. But just remember, if you know what you're doing for God, then love it, appreciate it, and own it. 2, ask yourself, does that person's opinion really change your level of success? And 3, find a GWGY, a girl who gets you and supports whatever it is that you do for the kingdom. And 5, understand that with your ministry, when you do it right, you're going to face criticism now and then. Even the Lord himself did it. I hope these 5 short tips will help you learn to deal with judgment and criticism by others. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Remember to run over to www.pastorsharo.com and leave me a comment there. I would love for you to tell me how and when and if you've learned to deal with other people's criticisms. Maybe I didn't deal with the things that works best for you. I'd love to hear from you. God bless you. Have a good one.